my friend Daniel, the journalist, he said everyone were having trouble during the Asian summit to film Joe Biden. I was like, why? He was too white. The camera cannot focus it. It always captures something else, and it make his face blurry.
He's a ghost.
And I want to thank the Prime Minister for Colombia's leadership in the ASEAN chair.
Sarah and I always joke that when we're in Asia, people call us ghost faces. I don't know, it's just like a racist term for white people that we made up. Okay, let's get started.
Yeah.
Rolling. Oh, I look like a ghost face in this camera. What's up, everyone? It's Ryan, living in Cambodia, making videos so you can see what it's like to live in the Kingdom of Wonder. And today we have a special guest. I think that I know a lot about Cambodia, but I have no idea because I am not Cambodian. So I recruited an actual real-life Cambodian. So this is CV.
Hi everyone.
And he is here to answer some questions that expats might have for Cambodians. Of course, you don't have all the answers. You don't represent every single Cambodian, but you know, we're gonna do our best to just kind of show the Cambodian point of view on some questions that expats might have. So we're sitting here in Coffee, sharing a cup of coffee, and today's question is, what do Cambodians think about the foreigners living in the country? Have you come across any Cambodian who, you know, doesn't like foreigners? They're against foreigners in the country? And if so, what are they saying? You know, what don't they like about them here?
I haven't encountered anyone that really against foreigners coming to Cambodia or like living in Cambodia.
Yeah.
Before, when you see foreigners or barang who work in NGO, you expecting help, right? So you're really grateful for them to like, oh, you coming to volunteer and stuff like that. But I definitely can see like the rise of questioning. Wait, you are working in NGO? What do you do?
Yeah.
What is your expertise? Because I think the movement of like local owned or local run, it's become huge during 2018, 2019. Like even NGO, many NGOs start to shifting from foreign run to like local run. I think because locals start to also see the values within local themselves as well. An expat can run a project. Why can't Cambodia run a project, something like that? The majority of my friends in my circle, I think in tourism industry or education, they don't complain of foreigners coming to take jobs in the same expertise system, but they start to look at the unfairness of payment. You know, why should white people get paid more than the local? You know, like I used to say to friends who work in tourism industry, organizing tuk-tuk, arranging hotel to prepare for the group tour to come, right?
Yeah.
And if you ask them what is your job, they will say that. They will say, I organize tuk-tuk, I arrange hotel, arrange restaurant. Their salary is lower than a foreigner who would call themselves a logistic manager.
Yeah.
Which
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's good to bring it up to employers that, okay, I'm foreigners coming to your country, but this guy, you have the same position as me, he should also earn the same as I do, if it is the same skill or if the capability that I provide and he provide or she provides equally, right? Yeah.
So do you think that foreigners are seen as a way to like boost the economy, like they're bringing money in, so people are happy that they're here because they spend more money?
If it is about money involved, I think they're looking at tourists, not expat. Currently in Cambodia, if we talk about foreigners who invest more money in the country, is Chinese, not Western. But of course, when expat living in Cambodia with proper skill and proper job, they did help boost economy.
Yeah.
But if they come here to take the advantage of the country like Cambodia.
Yeah, I think a lot of foreigners come here because it's cheap to live. They don't want to work as hard. I mean, I'm guilty of that myself. Like,
yeah, no offense to foreigners out there who teach English without teaching degree, but I hope at least you not taking advantage of your privilege. Be able to speak English doesn't mean you can teach.
Yeah.
And to international school out there as well, like not to recruit people who can speak English.
Yeah.
Should recruit people who can teach.
Is there a difference between how Cambodians view Asian expats or Asian foreigners in the country versus Western?
When we talk about expat, we don't really classify countries but more region, right? Like I mentioned earlier, like Chinese is one of the expat groups that local knows that we have a lot of Chinese as well coming into the country, living here. And then we have foreigners or Westerners who live in Cambodia. Let's say there's a positive and negative side, or positive and negative point of view that Cambodians have toward those two groups.
Yeah.
In general, they would look at the Western much more positively than Chinese expat.
Yeah.
But again, like I said, it's many also admire Chinese more than Western. So
Well,
it's hard to.
there's a lot of people with Chinese background that live
Exactly.
here, right?
Yeah.
What about the different countries in the West? Will a Cambodian know the difference between a French expat versus an English expat? Or is everybody just kind of categorized in the same barang?
Yeah, mostly they just categorize into the same barang. But a few that definitely recognize, and have a stereotype of like the French, the English, Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now also in Phnom Penh, they are more from different country from Africa, also living here. So there's definitely like some stereotype, but I can't comment on that because I don't really see any obvious stereotypes. So
I don't know what the numbers are exactly, but I think it's a pretty international place now. Like there's so many expats that live here. So is there a fear of losing your culture?
I don't think we have like a fear of losing cultures, but personally me, I would say that any influence in a positive way, they don't destroy the past of someone's history. They encourage to protect and to keep the history as it is and move on with the modern way of living, civilization. But if the influence is to convert rather than convince, it's a different story, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna come to me and say, "CV, rice has a lot of sugar, this is very bad, you shouldn't eat rice every day." Who are you to know that rice is terrible for my health, while cheese is not?
Cheese is pretty bad.
Yeah. So, like I said, it's always two sides, right? They're positive and negative. And from a first world country or from a developing country, I think people as expat or foreigners who come to visit should be very mindful on their comments, because certain things can hurt or can help. For example, you come to see me, you start to know me, and then like, "Oh, CV, come to my country anytime. I would be more than happy to host you if you go to Canada." That is no awareness at all. You speak out of your heart. Truthfully, you want me to visit you,
Yeah.
but logically, almost impossible.
Yeah.
You gotta know that not everyone has the privilege to be able to travel everywhere. So I guess like having the power is
comes great responsibility.
is a responsibility. So don't please just yourself. Help to not hurt others with your, privilege and the advantage that you have in your life because of where you were born, or of whatever passport you hold.
Do Cambodians think it's weird that we come here to live? Do you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of Cambodians that leave this country, or they did.
I wouldn't see it's weird at all. From a working or business perspective, I would say, because they have more opportunity.
Is there any sense of pride? Like, oh, we're so proud that we've attracted foreigners to come live here?
of course, like the sense of happiness of like, oh, there must be something better in our country that they're here. Personally, I want people to look from a perspective that is not pittiness. I don't want people in Cambodia to like, oh, foreigners are here because we are very poor and they're coming to help. Nah.
Yeah.
If we do the data collections, I think that would give different answer.
Yeah.
I think locals start to politely request expat or outsiders to do more research and to learn about local issues or local culture before they comment on certain things. And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be foreigners here for a while. I think people are seeing that it's a cool place to live and different lifestyle. I just hope that the locals are happy with us.
Yeah.
And that's actually another video that I'd like to make is tips on how to be a good expat.
Yeah.
And I think we can talk about that some other time.
Yeah.
Thanks very much to CV for answering my questions and for letting us shoot at Compi Coffee. It's down south of the Russian market, down the alley where La Pétanque is. Definitely go check it out. They serve up amazing coffee and it's a good place to work or study. Their slogan is actually Coffee and Study Lounge. Throughout the day, you'll find creative young Cambodians working there on their art or studying, or maybe even me editing my next video. They do events to promote learning, network nights. Follow them on Facebook to see what's going on at Compi Coffee. And thanks to you guys for watching. If you have any questions you'd like answered by CV, please leave them in the comments below. Until next time, take care, comb your hair.
Prefer when I'm by myself. I don't wanna hang around y'all. For good health. One day I'm really gon' ball. Fuck around and buy the whole mall. Breaking that cake. Flexing 700 in the bank. Not a superhero, I don't save. Look at my face. Look at my grades. Don't match up, no love. Look at date. I just fade. When I hit the jack, you can keep the pie. Every night I gamble, I stop.